Hello.
What's up, Janata?
How you doing, Trey?
I'm doing all right. Welcome back to my couch.
Yeah.
Our couch.
T&J couch.
Our pink pillows.
Yeah, and crumb. Put that away. But yes, hi. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Tandjchild'splay. Which episode is this?
This is episode 8.
8.
Right, Kalia?
Ultra?
8.
Wheat.
Ultra wheat?
I said ocho and I said wheat.
I thought you said ultra wheat. You know
I
the
said
bread?
8 in Spanish and
I thought
French.
she was talking about
I
the
said
bread.
8 in Spanish and French.
I wouldn't know. I thought you was talking about the bread. You know that's a brand, Ultra Wheat, right? Isn't Ultra Wheat a brand?
Probably, but just, okay. We're not talking about bread
I thought
today.
that's what you. I'm always talking about the bread. I'm always talking about the bread, Jada. I'm back outside. Yeah. Okay. Let me stop. Oh, fix the pillow.
Fix the pillow. You just start rubbing it down.
Okay. Sorry.
But yeah, episode 8.
Yes.
And we will be talking about friends
for
reasons and seasons.
Yeah.
It's definitely a popular term that people keep on talking about. It's a reason for the season.
It is.
It's a lot of truth to it, even though people annoyingly talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people who talk about it as well probably got cut off themselves, so they're probably just trying to justify that notion that they the one who's cut somebody off or somebody actually cut them off.
Right.
But we're not even going to get into that. We're going to get into the actual terminology and how it is actually healthy to sometimes kind of part ways with a person, not cut a person off, but part ways with them for your well-being and your sanity. That's what we're going to get into today.
Mm-hmm. Even if it's a friend for a season, it doesn't have to necessarily mean that you're cutting that friend off.
Yeah, that's why I really wanted to make sure there was emphasis on that. Yeah,
it doesn't mean that you're actually cutting a friend off. And I think we talked about it in the previous episode that I have friends that are from high school that we don't really communicate or talk like that. But again, I would always be there for them or show up for them if they needed me to.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a multifaceted notion. It's definitely not straightforward, and just like you said, there could be friends that you don't no longer talk to, but it's not a negative thing. You guys kind of naturally drift apart. We're definitely gonna get more into that too.
Right. For me, personal experience, just where I'm at right now, just in my life, I'm pursuing the thing with my business with LM and going out and just trying to get more clients and pitching to people and essentially selling LM. And it's kind of a rough period right now, but I'm not going to give too much because you guys got to wait until the last episode. It's a rough period, in my life. And I think when you're in different seasons of your life, I think God also sends you friends that are similar in that situation and helps you through those tough and challenging times. The friends that can relate and are almost like glue for you. I met a friend and, going through some of the similar changes and challenges and things. But it's we lift each other up in that, space, in terms of just navigating life right now in this period of my life. So I definitely think there is a reason for the friends or people that come into your life for certain seasons. Yeah.
A lot of people also probably feel when it comes to that term that a reason to season is you kind of using a friend, taking the qualities or taking the notions, the conversations, and using that for your gain and then just kind of dumping them away. I kind of want to debunk that too. That's not true. That's not true. I feel like some people are probably scared to make real connections with friends and probably only make intimate relationship connections because they might be scared of that too. Just being okay, so if people are going off of that, people with healthy standards, then I'm just gonna be disposable anyway whenever you grow. And it's and then it starts to put a negative stigma on people who are in that space or in our space of being aware with their minds and stuff. It's I don't even want anybody want a friend that continuously practices great things, because eventually what if I can't keep up? That's a totally different way to look at things,
and that's an ego thing too. You don't want a friend that is doing great things because eventually y'all might not be friends
just because you don't want to go and grow into that path.
Right. Yeah.
I could just definitely see a person thinking that way.
Yeah. And me
tapping into the mind of the egotistical person, or just a person that's scared in general to think or overthinks.
Right.
Like, that's definitely a perspective.
Yeah. And I feel like me and my friend joke all the time. It's like, look, when you get big, you better not forget about me. You better not forget about the little people. And I'm like, there's no way. And I think about one of my best friends, G, right now. And I'm like, there's no way that I could move and prosper and all that, God has for me and not bring that friend with me, or forget about that friend. There's no way. You've been a part of such a fundamental part of my life. There's no way that I could move on and be like, yep, well, thank you so much. You've been a friend for this season.
See, it's not like
I'll see you later, buddy.
It's not like that.
It can never be like that for me, because like I said, and I said this in a previous episode, I have so little friends, like close friends that I have, and my circle is so small. So like, I can't just bye-bye. Now, if you talk to Trey years ago, he'd be like, I cut anybody off. I don't even care. Like, you can go. And that was the mindset that I had of, nope, peace out, you're done, whatever. And, just kind of cut you off. But now, the type of person I am, the person that I've grown into, there's no way that I can just cut off someone and not be friends with them anymore.
Yeah, I just don't think that that's true either.
Yeah.
And people need to kind of open their minds to that's not really what this topic is really intended for.
Right. What do you think are some items or things that it's like, I'm not cutting you off for this season, but it's definitely our friendship no longer needs to be a thing because you have crossed such lines?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely have friends where that has happened. Had a best friend too, where kind of had to cut off. Yeah. And just repeated patterns. Yeah. Kept on happening.
And you had conversations with them?
Yes. Had vivid conversations, multiple things that have happened. And eventually, once we were kind of in a more cordial space, just having normal conversation like we used to have, like, I just picked up on like the things and just saying they didn't grow. It's like, oh, you're still the same person. Even though we haven't talked in like 9 months. Right. You're still approaching life the same way. Yeah. But it's extremely not good and not healthy for you. Yeah. So like when you see those things, like, and you just kind of have to drift because that's not the direction that I'm going in, or I don't really want people around me that are doing the same things. Yeah.
And I think too, like, if it is a genuine like friendship and you really care about that person, there's only so much that you can sit back and watch. Yeah. There's only a certain amount that you can, like, I don't want to say take, because it's not happening to you, but if you're deep like us and how we have friendships and relationships, we can only watch but so much. Yes. You know what I mean?
Watch but so much of them self-sabotage themselves.
Yeah, and we know that there's better out there for you and that you can do better. So who are we as real friends to allow you to do these things and not tell you, hey, you're wrong, you know what I mean, or you can do better and you can do better than that. And I think if it gets to a point of where it may be stunting, and this is for me in terms of, when it's time to remove someone from your life, whether it be a friendship or intimate relationship, when it starts to stunt your growth, or when you feel like you're not in that space anymore, I think it's okay. I think it's okay to, separate yourself from that individual person, especially if they're not going on that path that you're going, or you feel as though that is detrimental to your path and that may prevent you from where you need to go or where God has called you to be. Then yes, I think that's okay to separate yourself. And it doesn't have to be in a bad way or in a bad manner. You can say, hey, I think we're just in two different spaces of our lives right now. There is no love lost. You know what I mean? I still love you as an individual. I always love you. But we have to go our separate ways. And that's okay. Yeah. That's okay.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely okay.
Yeah, definitely had different instances of that. I feel like the one that I talked about was the most healthiest way that has happened. Yeah. And I was the oldest. Yeah. Of that situation, so. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel you. It's an important thing, and you always have to, again, go back to that inventory. How is this person adding value to my life? And everything does not have to be transactional. It doesn't have to be, okay, I'm doing this for you, you're doing this for me. How are we showing up for each other? Yep. How are we supporting each other? What is our relationship dynamic like? And I think it should be somewhat feeding each other. It shouldn't be you're pouring more in than the other individual is pouring in, because that's a lot. That's draining.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, draining.
Friends for reasons and seasons.
Friends for reasons and seasons.
And I'll
for
tell
sure.
you this much too. For me, I can't speak for anybody else. When those particular situations happen,
yeah,
it's not hard.
It's not hard to let them go.
It's not hard to let them go once you get to a certain point.
Why do you think that is?
So much to debunk with that. I guess for me, because I feel like when those things happen, I feel like your mind starts to prep for them not being in your space.
Is that a woman
the same
thing?
way? It could be.
I've heard so many people say that about, like, I'm sorry.
You know what? Oh, yes. No, let's go with that point.
She just held my hand. She just held my hand. Y'all
let's go with that
right?
point. I definitely understand what you're saying. A lot of relationships via social media and via what women have told me, when they're emotionally checked out of a relationship, it's done. Yeah, so it's definitely similar. That was definitely a similar situation. Like when someone's repeatedly cheating on you, this is just a scenario, and you're emotionally tapped out, and you're just kind of going through the motions of the relationship, and when it's over, you're actually relieved more than the heartbreaking stuff, because that person kind of died already.
Checked out.
Yeah, that person already died in your head already once they disrespected you to the highest level, and it's easy to let go.
You know what? That is one quality I would say that a woman has that I don't know if a man has. Maybe. I mean, I think we notice when things are going like
no. Let's
first of all,
this.
wait, no, let's not. Let's keep
you
it running.
Keep yours going.
Let's keep it running. You pause your moment over there and then weigh in on it.
All right.
However, I think for me,
speak for you, honey.
Right. Okay, I'm speaking for me. I think I am not a surface level individual. I think I go deeper than that. I think I'm very in tune with emotions and feelings and energies and things like that. So I think I have an idea of when something is not going that way. However, I think for me, and I can only speak for me, fellas, I think for me, I don't really process it until after the fact, because something in my mind is saying that it's still going and running until that connection or something has been completely detached and it's now separated, and now I get to grieve the relationship or the friendship. Yeah, I think
it could be that way.
Yeah,
it definitely could be that way. But I feel like when something happens and a man is emotionally involved, it's so much more strenuous. So much more strenuous.
Please break that down for me, Richmond Oprah.
It's so much more strenuous for you guys. I feel like you guys do not take rejection well, first, and secondly, why are you laughing?
I'm just laughing.
Why are you laughing? Yeah, you guys don't take rejection well at all.
No.
Another thing that you guys don't take account for is the value of a relationship when it comes to your emotions. I don't think that men aren't tapped into their emotions that much. I don't think that they how do I say? They're not honest about the emotions that they feel for a woman. That's an observation that now you can't put everybody in a box. Cool, disclaimer. But some men that
like outside. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Some men that I have been in communication with, when it comes to their partners, they don't want to be honest with themselves and say, "Oh yeah, this is the one," or I really like her," or "I'm in love with her."
Yeah.
They just don't really like to take that into account.
Yeah. Or they have it, but they struggle.
They struggle with expressing it.
Yeah.
So
I struggle with expressing some stuff.
I don't know. When it comes to men and women, when it comes to it, we're more emotionally smart and emotionally intelligent. We are.
I'm back outside.
It's kind of like a reverse thing. Like, they're scared to say and express when they feel it, and women will take a little bit longer to say that they're emotionally tapped out. It's really crazy when you think about it.
And I think for the men, like, I think the reason why it takes them a minute to say that is pride. What if you say that and express that to someone and they're like, "Oh, that's cute, but I don't feel the same way." What? You don't feel the same way after I came out of myself and told you how I feel? You don't feel the same? Okay. I think it's a pride thing.
Yeah, you just literally did it in front of me.
I would feel away. I'd be like, cool. Back outside, yeah. She done made me mad. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I mean,
I think that's why.
To a sense, that's just human nature. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people don't like to be rejected, but when when it happens to you guys, it's like, oh my God, the world stops, the earth stops. Oh my God, I'm never gonna love again. I'm just gonna be out here and I'm gonna trick on there all these hoes and I'm gonna do all this, that, and the third. Because guess what? Ain't no woman gonna have me down and out like that. It's like, that's not the approach to have. There's a lot of fish in the sea, and you're gonna sit here and become emotionally dumb because one person rejected you, you know? So sometimes men just have to sit with themselves and be like, okay, why? If I am good and I treated this woman with so much respect and everything is good, then she's just not for me.
But you have to be, I think, again, and you already know that men mature differently than women.
That's another piece.
You have to be mature enough to give it that reason. You know what I mean? And stick with that and be okay and not let it take a shot at your ego. I definitely would feel that, though. I'm not going to hold you. Especially if I thought that you were feeling the same way.
I know you are, because you're a high testosterone man.
I'm back outside,
I'm telling you, if we did level your testosterone, it's probably high.
Why do you want to test my testosterone?
I don't want to, but I'm just saying it is.
The second episode, you said something about my testosterone.
It's high. You got a full beard. You're a man's man. You're a man's man.
This is a man's world.
Yeah, you're a man's man.
Okay.
But yeah, back to the topic.
Because what?
I'm just letting you know.
Do you think that men also have the same understanding of like friends for reasons and seasons?
No.
Why was that so plain? Why did you just come out with it like that?
Well, you know, actually, how about this? I'm gonna say I don't know, because maybe I don't have enough experience. I'm just talking from the couple of guy friends that I have had. So maybe I don't have those experiences and whatnot. But I feel like this is an interesting topic because I feel like when we bug out or our friends bug out, I feel like we're receptive to that differently than men are.
Break that down for me. Explain that.
Like if it's a group of guys going out and one guy friend is acting crazy and stuff,
right? I
feel like they'll laugh that shit off and just help them to the car and be all right, even if they got embarrassed and something happened or anything. If it's a group of girls, they don't like that stuff. They don't like when there's one person, like, they're gonna take care of you, but they're gonna be like, oh no, she's sloppy. I feel like it's just different. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I can't even say that I've had experience with.
Right, I haven't had too many experiences of watching.
2 experiences of that, but that sounds like maybe something that I want to experience now because that's all I. Yeah, that's exactly how it is with y'all.
Ain't it? Ain't it?
So like, oh my god,
the couple of experiences I've seen with a group of guys, like while we were in college, reflecting back to college, like it seems like they laugh it off. It's cool. Right. Like they might be mad at the moment, but like they in the next couple of hours, once the guy sobers up or once the shit is over, it's over. It's done. Yeah. And if they need to have a conversation, it's just like I said back in you cool, you good, you good. He like, yeah, I'm good. I'm sorry, my bad, y'all. He might say a couple sentences, and then they go back to chilling. What's the moves tonight? I'm like, this could never happen in my friend group. What are you guys doing? Yeah. So I just feel like you got to talk about the men's side and the women's side.
You do.
With everything. Even with friends with reasons and seasons.
Yeah, and that's
because I feel like y'all season is 20 years long. Sometimes. Well, it depends on who you're talking to.
Yeah. And then it depends on who you talk to. It depends on what that individual is trying to tap in and do and pursue. You know. We talk to people. I don't want to say that we talk to people that's below the surface, but if you're watching us, you're probably in tune with some emotions and feelings and things. So let us know in the comments.
Another thing I want to bring up, kind of going back to like one of the picture episodes, like what do you think about a person having a partner, a really good partner, and they decipher your friends and say, a couple of these friends may not be the best for you and where you're going. How would you take that advice?
A partner telling you that you have friends for reasons and seasons.
Yeah, and saying that some of those friends are probably not going in the direction that you probably are going into.
Yeah, I think it would have to depend on what that situation or scenario is and why the reason they say that. I think it's similar to that episode that you were talking about, how, you know, on the podcast where they said that you're socially lazy. So being able to point out certain things and giving reasons and explanations behind that. Okay, I don't think this friend is really good for you. Okay, why are they not good for me? What is your support or evidence behind you saying that?
Gotcha.
I wouldn't say it in that way, but I'm like, tell me more. Like, why do you think that they're not good for me in that season of my life? So, I mean, I think it's valid. I don't think it's a wrong thing to do for a partner to bring that up and say, hey, have you thought about, why this person, do you really trust them? Are they really, this? It really depends on their reason behind that, I would say. If a dude, if a guy you liked came into your life and he was like, yeah, that Trey, I ain't really banging with him, what would you say? You guys got to go watch Patreon because it was insane on some of the things that she was saying. What would you say? I feel like this is a Patreon thing, but we gonna give it to you.
I don't even think it's safe to even say what I would probably say to him. Short terms, he will probably be gone. Depends on how close of a relationship we had, though. And exactly, I would ask, why do you think that way? First, it will be calm at first. Why do you think that way? If he gives me a BS answer, then it's off with his head.
Yeah.
But
not off with his head. Take him out.
But you still have to take those type of things into consideration.
Yeah.
Because any new person that comes in your life, they're going to see things that you don't see.
This is true.
Especially if they are equally yoked with you mentally.
Yeah.
So
that right there is what I like. Be equally yoked with me mentally.
Yeah.
I am a high-minded individual.
I like that what you did right there.
High-minded individual. My mind is very complex. Okay, it is probably one of the craziest ones out here. One of the craziest ones out here. Yeah. So if you
definitely
can
in the state of Virginia, at least.
If you can even match me mentally on that level, I probably shouldn't be putting this out there.
Come on.
Okay.
Bring it home.
If you can match me mentally on that level, we got some things to talk about. Because I got a lot going on up here. Yeah. But you know what? I think that's also my downfall, too.
Yeah.
Those be the people I find intriguing. Yeah. Okay, I'm done.
But,
I'm back outside,
again,
yeah.
Like, it's really interesting because what that person may see or may not see, they don't know the communication styles that I have with my friends.
Yeah.
So what may seem dysfunctional and chaotic to them might be our comfort.
Ooh.
And we already talked about it.
Ooh.
We've already talked about how we communicate with each other and when she can or he can come to me, and it may look crazy.
Yeah.
Some of the conversations you hear from us, if you listen in on a couple of them, may sound crazy to you.
Yeah.
But the way we get to our resolution is the way we do.
Yeah.
And
And I do think that there are times of where you do need to be. Oh, this is going to be such a good Patreon episode because we're gonna bring it all the way back home.
Okay.
How do I say this? I forgot my original point, but I know the concept that I was going to.
Yeah, keep on just talking. Talk adjacent to the concept.
Yes, I had a similar experience of where somebody that I was dating kind of pointed out something from one of my friends. And
ooh, do tell.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Here she go.
I never heard that.
And now she crossing her legs.
I never heard that.
They go to Richmond Oprah, y'all.
Oh yes, please do tell.
And she's out.
Curly hair.
You get a card. You get a card. You get a card.
Curly hair or taper fade?
Doesn't matter. It's nothing even matter.
Keep on going with your point.
At all. I had someone point out something about what my friends did, but I think it's also too because I understood where they were coming from when they pointed something out. But essentially, my friend was joking, and I was on the phone with a partner, and one of my friends had called, and they were like, "Who are you on the phone with?" And I was like, "Who am I always on the phone with?" And it was like, "No, who are you on the phone with?" I'm like, "Who am I always on the phone with?" And they said a name, but we joke a lot. Okay, like it's probably not even fun. Like we have dark humor, very dark humor, and dry humor, but it so not funny. And said an individual in person that is non-existent.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Turn it back around. Can you give me the cliff notes of what you just said?
I was on the phone with a partner.
You were on the phone with the partner?
Yes. With the partner.
Okay, so this is the romantic partner.
This is the romantic partner.
Okay.
And a friend called, and I was like, I'm on the phone. He's like, who are you on the phone with? I said, who am I always on the phone with? And they said a crazy name. And I'm like, what? No, what the hell are you talking about? And that was that. Days later, I heard back about it. And it was, who was that person that you were mentioning or talking to? That, you know, your friend said that you were talking to. I'm like, and at first I didn't even know, because that's how much we joke and play.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know, like, who you're talking to, like, who you're talking about. And it's like, when you were doing your hair in the bathroom, they mentioned a name. Who was that? And I'm like, oh, what my friend said? I don't know who the hell she was talking about. She made that up. Well, the way that she said it, it flowed too well. Like, she knew exactly who that was. And I'm just like, what? But there was no way that I could explain it or tell you that that wasn't a real person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
so his whole point was, why do you and your friends joke like that? That's not cool. And that completely threw me off by that.
Did you ask him how he joked with his friends?
I haven't. I did meet his friends. But they don't joke in that way. But, you know, we are a different set of type of people, like individuals and people.
It seems like they aren't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You keep on going with your thought.
No, but.
You still talk to that guy?
No.
Fuck that guy. Seems like a very monotone man.
Yeah, we don't. It's whatever. Yeah, we don't talk and communicate anymore. But that was one of the instances.
That was an instance. That was a perfect instance.
Where you were saying, like, why do your friends joke like that?
That's a perfect instance. I can't believe you actually went through that.
Yes, I did. And I said, yo, I promise you, like, that is not it. Like, I can go and ask her, and, like, we can talk, like, and I can tell you that she will say that is not a real person.
Yeah.
And it's like, it is so hard to, like, defend yourself when something is not true, but yet you have no. How do you prove that? How do you prove that you're actually not talking to an individual or a person?
The more I'm talking about it, though, the more I'm thinking about it. Yeah, it's kind of not fair to a partner. It's not fair to a partner because they're not used to that type of energy.
Yeah. It's not, and I had conversations with the friend after, and I was like, yo, you know, I know that we were just kidding and joking, and we joke like that all the time.
You can't get mad at them for being mad at that.
And, you know, but somebody found this offensive, and essentially that was like the end all be all of our stuff based off of that one joke. And I'm just like,
man,
well, damn. Fuck. Okay. Everything was like downhill from there. But that is a perfect example of like somebody questioning like friendships and things like that, which they had a valid point to do that. But to me, the name wasn't even like a typical name. And it definitely didn't sound like anybody I would be interested in, but I'm not going to say
But I feel like we joke and kid and play a lot.
Yeah.
And especially with that Patreon episode that we did, it was funny. It was cool. Yeah. It was exciting. It was ha ha ha. But in all seriousness, you definitely would have to have boundaries when it comes to your friends and your relationship. It shouldn't be an instance where an intimate partner feels like they're kind of like coming into a hostile environment.
Yeah, but is that you feeling like you're coming into a hostile environment, or is that you just not trusting individuals?
No, your instance is definitely that. You could have, y'all could have went about it maybe a little different and could have cleared things up or whatever different. Who knows? Cool on that. But still, I can understand his perspective of being upset at that.
I do get it.
But I'm just saying in general, though, because like it's just not fair to the person's partner of, you know, just coming into an environment where they might not be familiar with. You remember Misha? I remember her, and it kind of tapped into us, like the way we were joking and kidding the first week we got there and we all moved in. She was like, "Yeah, I have to kind of get used to the jokes that you guys kind of throw at each other."
Right.
And
Yeah.
I was taking it back. I was like, "But I love my friends. What do you mean? What are you talking about?"
Right.
And it's like,
Yeah.
oh wow, we can be kind of hostile to each other, or we can do it together at something else, and it could be a lot of energy for a person that's not familiar with it.
Yeah.
So we definitely could not tone it down, not change who we are, but we definitely could have more communication of, hey, we know we actually have the best intentions for each other, and these are all just jokes. I hope you don't take it the wrong way, and just having more communication for a person that's not familiar with that friend group. And that's a boundary.
And I feel like I tried to, and I'm not gonna say clean it up because I had nothing to hide. It wasn't a mess that was made. It was just
that was clear cut, dry.
Unfortunately,
crazy.
it was playful things, and we were at recess, but it was not a recess time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Because we joke and play a lot, and you know sometimes when everybody is not on the list to go outside, they don't understand that it's recess time.
Right.
Ooh.
That made sense.
But do you see how easily it flowed?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Definitely made sense.
And to that, for recess, I'm back outside. Yeah. It made me mad. Well, I'm not mad anymore, but I was upset about that.
AI crossover fade away, missed the shot.
Yeah. No idea what the hell she just said. I did not. I'm not.
I've said it like multiple times in the previous episodes. Like you say something really good, and then you backhand it with some corny stuff.
No, but that was
missed the shot.
I've been saying it all the whole episode.
I know, but like it was good, and then you went into something else.
That makes it even better. Even if it goes into the corny side, that makes it me.
Okay.
Do you get that?
Sure.
Okay. Back outside.
Child's play.
Yeah, but that was an unfortunate situation. But I thought of that scenario or instance when you said that, you know, somebody bringing up that maybe your friend is just, you know, not for you. It wasn't him saying that your friend is not for you, but it was also questioning like the friendship and dynamic of that. And I did have a conversation with that friend. I was like, hey, I think we just got to be mindful of just like some of the things, because everybody might not joke and play that way. You know, that is said. I would question it too, but honestly, after the question and you told me that that's what it was and I believed you, I would let it go.
Right.
But that was not the case.
I mean, yeah, they probably had triggers and stuff. People cheated on them, all types of stuff. So, yeah. Can't fault somebody for feeling
back
that way.
outside. Yeah. We already talked about kind of like healthy ways. Did we talk about healthy ways of letting it go? I don't think we did.
Nope. That's probably going to be another major topic for us to talk about.
Yeah, healthy ways of letting go of something that is not meant for you, if that friend was for a certain season of your life. I can't even say with like intimate partners too. Like I've had to cut it off.
Let's talk about that first.
Yeah, I mean, I did. Like I had to cut it off and separate it. Like it just was not serving me anymore. And I think too, like it depends on like the stage in your life of where you're at. Like I'm not out here where we just be kicking it.
Say what you just said.
I'm not at a place where we can just be out here kicking it.
Out here kicking it. What does kicking it mean?
Kicking it.
Like dating?
No.
Or like hooking up?
Hooking up. Yeah, hooking up.
Okay. So you're out of your whole phase. Got
my nail stuck on. I think that was a sign. Pull back, son. Pull back. Pull back. Don't answer that. Pull back. I think that's what that was. Pull back, son. Pull back. Pull back. Pull back, son. Pull back. Pull back. Don't do it. Don't do it. back outside. Yeah.
I just got a visual of your dad just like bringing you back in. Like, all right, son, come on, let's go.
This is so weird because we film these things in advance. So please, I'm just giving myself a disclaimer. I'm not trying to. You never know. Do you get what I'm okay?
I don't know what you're saying because if somebody's serious, then they'll know that these are pre-recorded. So you tell me, are you out of your whole phase? Yes or no?
Okay, that's not relevant.
I was okay.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying.
You don't have to answer it then.
What I'm saying.
Next question.
Next caller.
Next caller. Next case.
Next caller. What I'm saying is that with that specific person, it was just not a it wasn't good. Not for the place and stage that I'm in my life right now. Like, I am pursuing different things and I'm busy in my schedule, and like you need to be understanding of that if that is something you would like to do. And so having to separate that and be like, nope, I'm good. And so I think too, for the people that you allow in your life, not even so much the friends that you have right now, but the people that you allow in your life, take inventory of what they have going on or what they're doing, especially if you are focused and called to something. Like, are they aligned with what it is that you do? And I think it goes back to the conversation we had the other day when we were talking to our friend's cousin. If they're not aligned with what it is you want to do, or the question was, how do you know what people to allow in your life at a specific time? You'll know. You'll have a feeling and you'll know. Based off of what's going on in your life right now, you'll know what people are supposed to be there and what people are not. And then if you don't know, I say pray on it. Mm-hmm. And when you pray on it, please be ready. Because he will remove them quicker than you can finish your prayer. They will go in no time. When it may be something that we want, it may take some time because it happens on God's time. But if God has called us to a certain place and he wants us to do certain things, he will remove them as soon as possible if they're not aligned with what you're called to do. And so when I do this, I pray on relationships. I pray on the people that are in my life. I pray on my friendships. And I'm very transparent with God. And some people are scared to pray this. God, if it's meant to be, let it be. If not, I pray that you remove them and take them away. Don't even let it be a question. Now, I'm not saying take them out. I'm not saying kill them off. What I'm saying is remove them out of my life if they're not called to be here. And I've had to do that. And when I do that, they are gone. However, it unfolds. It literally moves out of my life.
But let's talk about the fold. Let's talk about the ways that it can end and how it makes a person feel when things kind of end off rocky and bumpy. I think that's why a lot of people stay in intimate relationships so long, because they don't want to feel that, you know, and they don't want it to end in like a volcano.
You know what I'm about to say?
Say.
I'm back outside, yeah.
What, man?
I'm back outside. If it ends and God puts me back outside. How are you
going to sit here and say I'm back outside for somebody who's probably been with somebody for about 5 years and they done grown and have a whole life together, and you know that it's ending, but it's time to end and I'm scared?
I said
what do you say to that person?
I said this on the previous...
And it's probably already a toxic relationship on top of that.
Hey, you better find God. I did. God did and did. And he removed them right out of my life. You cannot be scared of him removing things from your life. And if he's removing things from your life and taking them away, he has something better in mind for you. Do not be scared of that. I used to be scared of that because I didn't want to be by myself or thugging it out by myself.
Let's talk about that part too.
I didn't want to do that. I'd rather entertain or be with the wrong people and not be by myself. But why? The sooner you realize that he will take and remove people out of your life that are not supposed to be there, the sooner he can place the ones that are supposed to be there. And he gives us everything that we need for that specific time in our lives. If you don't have a boo, if you don't have a friend, if you don't got the job, maybe you need to sit in solitude with God so you can have a better relationship with him, so he can bless you with all the things that you actually want. Have you thought about that?
They have not, probably.
So
they probably have not.
It took time, and I understand someone being in a toxic relationship and not being ready to make that adjustment.
Yeah.
And jump out there. But it's kind of like you got to pick your poison. You're either in the toxic relationship and entertaining or trying to keep going this relationship, or you're in solitude by yourself for a while and figure it out and get what God has actually. Can we talk about that? And get what God actually has for you, so you can propel and move forward and give him the glory. Don't get me preaching. You can't be scared to lose things. You will never lose things that are truly meant for you. You won't. So be okay with letting go. And I had to not be scared to pray that prayer. And every time that someone is removed from my life, I said, thank you, God. I'm back outside. Yeah. I say thank you, because that means he has something else for me. When that job didn't work out and I was being pushed out, I said, okay. Nobody fought for me or asked, hey, can we give you more money? Can we make you stay? Nobody did that. And I had to be at peace with that. And when I left that job and rolled off that lot, I had so much weight lifted off my shoulders, so much peace. And that's the faith part, in knowing that he always provides. And I say this to you all the time. Has there ever been a time in your life where God has pushed you or moved you into a position and you've not ended up in a better position? Mm-hmm. There has?
No.
There has not.
I'm agreeing with
there has not.
what you're saying.
So if he's telling you that this relationship is not for you, or you know deep down in your heart that this relationship is not for you, think of what he has on the other side of, after that solitude of being in that relationship with God and being in that relationship with him. He has so much more. He knows you better than you know you. So why would I not trust him with that? Why would I not let my faith just take off? He's done it. He's doing it. Why not? So it takes time. It takes you leaving that toxic relationship, and you get to see on the other side, because we just said that he doesn't put us in a worse position. Could you be a little uncomfortable? Yes. Could you be a little uncomfortable in your solitude? Yes. Is it lonely? Yes. Will you have nights where you cry yourself to sleep? Yes. But what is coming? And when you focus on what is coming versus where you're at, is so much better. You have to switch it. You have to switch the mindset of it. You can't look at, oh my God, this is where I'm at now, and I really loved him. Yes, I'm sure you did. And you will always love that person. But you have to let go and let God, so he can bless you with something more. What's really meant for you. Because what's meant for you is not going to walk away from you.
I'm the Richmond Oprah. I did that scenario just so you can get into that rant. I loved every minute of that.
But I don't know where I was at originally. Where was I at?
Oh, we were just talking.
You were talking about toxic relationships.
We were talking about reasons and seasons when it comes to intimate relationships, and I brought a scenario of a person being in a long relationship and being scared of that to end. And what if it's on top of that being toxic?
Yeah.
I knew you were going to go into a tangent, and that's why I asked that question.
Hey, well, you got what you wanted,
Exactly.
Richmond Oprah. I
got it.
Back outside. Yeah.
You get a car. You get a car. You get a car.
Yeah. Oh my
This
God.
is a crazy podcast.
It is.
You just did a whole sermon, and I'm talking about you get a car, you get a car. This is a ridiculous listen. Whoever's listening, thank you for listening. Because I know sometimes we are like ping pong, yin yang for real. Thank you for listening and continuing to listen to us.
No, seriously.
But we kind of talked about that aspect with intimate relationships. Now we can talk about it when it comes to friendships too, I guess. What were we talking about? Yeah, navigating. Not even going to say that word. Navigating short friendships.
Yeah.
And letting those go.
Yeah.
I feel like those relationships are probably harder.
Yeah. You talking about the short term ones?
Like friendships versus relationships to let go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know that I can't really speak on it because I haven't really been in a actual committed relationship.
The sad part. Mm-hmm.
Intimate one, but I definitely can say that you probably spend more time with your friend than your partner on a like wider scale of things, you know?
Yeah.
Because like when it comes to friends, you might know your friends longer than you know your partner.
Yes.
So like it's
go back to the original point. I'm sorry, I missed it.
Navigating Navigating the short-term friendships for the reasons and seasons. I was getting back into that. Navigating like cutting them off.
You said those are harder?
Yeah, I feel like it.
Wait, break that down. I'm gonna move this back. Sorry.
But then again, like I can see somebody like arguing my statement, arguing my point, but I just feel like the amount of
why do you say
the amount of time, and then a lot of the things that we know about each other. Like I feel like we communicate a lot when it comes to friends.
But are you saying that the short term friendships might be harder?
Well, not short term ones, but it said short on the outline. Let's get short out the way. But friendships in general, I feel like it's harder to like cut those off rather than intimate relationships, unless you're like married and you're going through a divorce, or like y'all been together for like 10 years. I feel like cutting off a boyfriend or girlfriend of a couple years versus like a friendship, or a friendship that's happened for like longer, is harder. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I think it depends on the scenario and situation of why you are cutting that person off. I think it really depends.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, because there was a certain time period in my life where I like separated from a friend, but we ended up coming back together and being friends. But I don't know if I don't know if the friendships hit as hard. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it's just for me though.
Yeah.
Because I haven't really had a deeper connection intimately with anyone.
Yeah. Because when I tell you, like, for intimate relationships, it's like, I don't know, like it cuts deep. It's almost like a scar, really, and it takes some time to heal from that. I always say, depending on the relationship, it takes half the time for the period that you guys were in a relationship. It takes half the time to heal, in my opinion. Because you need that time, and depending on how long that is. So if you were in a relationship for 6 years, you might need 3 years. But
you always make a new friend.
Not necessarily. I think you have. I don't think you can duplicate anyone. You know what I mean? I don't think you can say, "Hey, I had a friend that was like this. You're now that new friend." I don't think it works that way. I think
people do that.
Yeah, but that,
which is very unhealthy.
Yeah, but I think that depends on the individual. But I don't think we are those people. We're too deep for that to happen. But I think it's such a more deeper connection with the intimate relationship. I don't know. I think it might hurt a little bit more.
You think it's the sex?
It might be. Back outside, yeah.
Oh my God, I don't even want to get into.
I think it might be.
Shut textbook Jada right on up.
Yeah, I think.
Because if we going into that, then. Whew.
It's Trey and Jada.
Yeah.
I think it might be.
Some people got sex demons in their house.
Jada, we just talked about how we have dark humor. That is. All right, we are back. Sorry, guys, the audio. It was Jada's fault. She's the one that brought up sex demons in people's houses. Why would you say that?
What were we talking about again? I said it was why the connections are deeper between intimate relationships. Yes. And I said, was it the sex? I said people got sex demons in their house.
I don't know. Well, you share so much of yourself with your intimate partner, maybe more than what you share with your friends, maybe a little bit. And it depends on that individual and person that you're with. I know for me personally, it depends on the individual and person that you're with. And
have you done that?
What?
Is there some things that past partners probably know that we don't know? You don't have to go in detail of what it is.
I'm back outside, yeah.
You don't have to go in detail what it is, but is there something that a past partner knows that we probably might not know? And that's perfectly fine. That's your boundary, honey. What time to say that's your business, right?
That's your business.
And that's your business.
Now after this season, no.
Oh, so we know everything? I thought he was going to say, yeah, womp womp.
Not after this season.
Okay.
Now everybody know my damn business. Back outside.
You talking about TJ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been shared here on this podcast. So I feel like y'all that are loyal listeners, y'all probably know more, which is scary for me. I was just telling Jada how it is so crazy about me just putting my life out here. Y'all don't understand. I went to school for public relations, and for me to put my life out there is crazy. But I know you guys are finding this is entertaining. You're also learning some things, and Jada brought up a great point about how she was like, okay, yeah, your public relations is your concentration, but your major is what? And it is a BS in communication.
It's a BS in communication. And you really went into it. You said, I know how to effectively communicate in public spaces or something to that nature.
Yeah.
And what are we doing?
Yeah,
we're effectively communicating, and we're giving this to the public.
Yes,
so
we are.
It's like crazy how you said that, because it's like it's literally what podcasting is.
Yeah. It just takes a special person, and I am now a part of that special team. I've always been a part of that special team, but sorry, Kalia. I know she's like, damn, like, hear that with their headphones on. She doesn't want to hear me making throw up sounds in the mic. Do you want to hear me making throw up sounds in your head?
I probably already hear it. Probably already haunt me. I feel like I've already had a nightmare with you in it. A good dream and a nightmare.
Sweet dream and a beautiful
nightmare. All right, but
either way,
yeah.
Turn the lights on or off? Did she say on?
On. Turn the lights on.
Yeah, but friends for reasons and seasons. I think it's an important topic, and I think that's something that we definitely had to dive into and discuss and talk about and unpack for sure. Are there people that you have talked to, communicated with, that know stuff about you that we don't know?
No.
I figured. I knew that answer already. Jada is a surface level gal.
I'm very loyal to my friends.
She's a surface level gal when it comes to them relationships.
Yeah.
Intimate people. Can't even call them partners or relationships.
What is a partner?
I will. Now that is someone that needs to sit on this couch. If you end up dating my friend right here, you need to come sit on this couch.
Oh yeah. Very special person.
Right here. Because I have not seen him yet. Watch your DMs go crazy after this.
I hope it don't.
Sweet dream or a beautiful nightmare.
Sounds ghetto.
Either out way.
Woo, the ghetto. Woo, the ghetto.
Yeah.
Seems like a pigsty out here.
Did we talk about why you would transition or remove someone from your life?
Yeah, we talked about it.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
We talk about so much.
I believe
on this
we did.
Thing.
Rehash
that for me.
I don't have enough experience to even really.
That is your safe answer, Oprah.
Answer that. I really don't. Because I don't know who I am when it comes to being emotionally attached to someone in that nature. But we had that conversation a couple weeks ago. It'll be cool to experience something like that, because everybody seems like it's like, oh my God, Oasis Cloud 9, somebody who really is right here with me. Seems like a cool concept.
Yeah.
But hearing from other people,
think of it
like hell.
Think of it as a friendship, and I'm not saying picture any of your friends in a relationship or something more, but
because I'll puke.
Okay, thank you. What I'm saying is think of the connection or level of connection that you have with your friends, but just with an intimate partner.
Yeah,
something like that.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
Not for everybody, but
yeah,
it's just to put it in perspective for you, give you an idea. But when that junk hit the floor, that's when you call me.
Gotcha.
I'll be there.
What you think of those 20v1 videos?
20v1? What do you mean?
Like
what is that?
20v1 when it's like 20 girls or 20 guys lined up and they're dating one person, and it's like in the little studio or the balloon pop.
Oh, the balloon pump. What part?
They're two different videos.
What perspective of that? Like, what do you mean?
What do you really think of that? Like, do you think that that's like a cool way to find a relationship? I know the answer, but
no, I don't think so. I wouldn't go on a show.
That cool or fun to pick up a date or an Instagram page and see where it goes?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Not for me, because I'm not public with my stuff. This is the most public that I have been. I'm not public with my stuff.
Yeah, none of those videos are really true, but it's just really funny how relationships are kind of being portrayed, or initial stages of relationships are being portrayed, because like it's crazy.
Yeah, and everybody is watching that right now.
Yeah, I watch it too.
Yeah,
it's
that's
really
crazy.
interesting.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's literally just an entertainment piece. It's like a comedy skit. Honestly.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. No knock to Pop the Balloon or.
Oh, it's a knock to all of it. All of you guys that do that, it's a knock to y'all. I mean, make y'all money, but this is some dumb content. I'm watched though, but it's definitely very senseless, and it creates more problems than be positive in this world. And my laugh isn't worth people having self-esteem issues and all the things that they have.
You're talking about when they get their balloon popped?
Yeah, get balloon popped, or like it was way back when it first started. This beautiful dark-skinned girl. She was like not chosen, and everybody, all the men that were like being interviewed on why they didn't choose her, just kind of went into like, she's not my skin color, it's my skin tone, this and that, and like a lot of unnecessary, like real bad messaging, you know, in general. And it went viral and things, and she became very popular, which is well respected, but like, I think it's just a lot of issues when it comes to those type of videos. Like, I see humor in some of them, but our humor and our entertainment isn't worth the detriment that happens with certain people. Right, because it just doesn't, I don't think it represents our culture well. And I'm speaking from our culture because I don't see a whole bunch of white people popping balloons and going up and down a line saying what you like and don't like physically about a person. Right. So, I just wanted to give insight on it. Just because we were talking about relationships. I know it has nothing to do with reasons and seasons, but it's just another thing to add a little spice to our episode. Yeah, for sure. Well, I definitely think that you guys have gotten some input on, having friends. Absolutely. And reasons and seasons. I don't think that the reasons part is like very heavy. Like people, I got this friend for this reason. I definitely think that there is a thing for having certain friends for seasons, and it's okay to let go of people if it's stunning your growth. Don't be scared.
And where you're supposed to go, do not be scared to let go. Because you can let go and let God.
Yes, and God will be with you if you decide to do that.
He is. I ain't never gonna sleep on Big G.
Big G, Big God. Okay.
Yeah. Because Big G helped me keep it.
P. Nice.
That's right. He does.
Yes, this has been a great episode of Tandjchild'splay.
Yes.
Episode 8, right?
8?
9?
8.
It's great.
It's 8.
Well, it's been a great episode.
Yes.
Thank you so much for listening and tuning in.
Yes.
Please follow, share, comment, like, subscribe, all those things. Rate us on all the DSPs. And thank you so much for listening and tuning into our podcast. Thank you so much again.
Yes. If you're on Apple, Spotify, make sure you like it and rate it.
Yeah, if you don't know what DSP means, I'm sorry.
Yeah.